This video will show you how to tie off your sewing once you've reached the end. So here's my practice piece. I started here. You can see my ugly knot there, sewed all the way around. Now I'm ready to tie off. So notice that my last dot was actually on the back. So I'm going to be tying off in the back instead of in the front. So to tie off, you want to find your last stitch. So here is my last stitch right there. I'm going to slide my needle under. So notice that technically I could pull up on this. I don't actually want to, but I'm just showing you that I'm not getting any fabric. I'm only getting the thread. So I'm going to tighten that again. So I'm going to again slide my needle underneath, pull it through until I have just kind of a small loop left. I'm going to stick my needle through the loop. Doesn't matter if you go under or over, but just pull it through and pull that nice and tight. So this is actually not very tight at this point. If I kind of wiggle this, it's easy for me to start pulling it apart. If you're just sewing on so you want to go through one more time. So I'm going to go under one more time. So that same stitch that I did before. So this is actually that knot I just tied. So I'm going under that same stitch. And again, just sliding my needle through, pulling it until I have a loop, sticking my needle through that loop, and again, pulling it tight. So now I have a double knot. That's what I want. This is nice and sturdy and secure. If I was just doing details, a double knot is good. If I was doing appendages, I actually would do a triple knot just to be safe. So again, I would go under one more time, under the most recent stitch, pull it till I have a loop, and stick the needle through the loop. If you accidentally, go like stick it through and pull it all the way through, that's okay. If you kind of forgot, just go ahead and do it one more time. And again, just make sure this time it's actually through the loop. So I obviously have a huge tail. I had tons of extra thread. A lot of times people will kind of be playing chicken with their thread, which means they're trying to get to the very end of a piece. So I'm going to cut this pretty short right here. So let's pretend like actually I'm going to cut a little shorter. Let's pretend that this is all the thread that I had left when I had gotten to my end, and let's pretend I haven't tied off yet. So I actually have a short needle. Some people's needles are a lot longer, but I have a pretty short needle. So I can still kind of slide under. I'm going to cut this even shorter. Okay, hopefully that's good. So I can still slide in, but as you can see, the tail is very short. So it's really tricky. Now I'm going to wrap around, and remember, I'm supposed to keep a knot. So I need to see if I can bend my needle around without getting rid of the loop. Okay, I was successful. I have a teeny tiny loop, but just enough that I can slide it under. So you see, originally I had about 2 inches of thread left. Again, I have a short needle though. Some of you, your needles might even be an inch longer than this. So it looks like 2 inches is the absolute minimum if you have a short needle. But to be safe, you want to try to make sure your tail is like 3 to 4 inches long. So say you had a short piece of thread and you ran out here, you just would tie off here, and then you would start, get this threaded and knotted again, and you would just continue off right here.